how's it going everyone? My name is True Underdog, and once again, we are here to defeat Shiva's Stomp. Last video, I asked you which attacks are great for defeating Shiva's Stomp, and you had quite a few recommendations. So without any further ado, let's just hop right into it. Okay, so first up we have Jade, and I don't want to get you all too excited, but I think Jade is one of the best characters in the entire game for countering Shiva. I'm talking top 3. She might not be the absolute best, but you can definitely argue that she's top 3. And I know what you're all thinking, it's the uppercut. It's gotta be that god tier uppercut. Shiva goes for the stomp, you wait for the screen to transition, and then on the way down, boom, catch him. But no, the uppercut is actually not what makes Jade so great at countering Shiva's stomp. The real MVP here is pole vault into blazing nitro kick. You want both of those abilities equipped. Now of course the issue is that does take up 2 slots, but trust me, it is absolutely worth it, and you're about to see why. So right now I have Shiva's stomp set to random, so sometimes she will do the regular stomp and other times she will do the delayed stomp, and I as the Jade player have no way of knowing which version is coming. And even though that is the case, you're about to see that every single time it won't matter. I'm gonna avoid the stomp regardless. Because check this out, for starters, the pole vault just avoids it plain and simple. You can wait for the stomp, then go, and there's no way Shiva is ever going to catch you. Even if she aims this thing, she will not land on you. And that's mainly because the Jade player can just keep holding the button down no matter how long Shiva delays the stomp. It's never actually going to hit you. You can rest easy knowing she can never actually catch you. And that's just the regular pole vault, right? It avoids Shiva every single time. So for the cost of 1 slot, if all you want to do is avoid Shiva, then that job is accomplished. But the problem is you're not actually punishing her, which means the Shiva player can just keep doing the stomp over and over again. And as Shiva's opponent, you don't want that because 1, if she has the life lead, then she can just keep stomping and you'll never kill her. But even if you have the life lead, it's going to be a really boring match, so you have to punish her. And that is where the blazing and nitro kick comes into play. Look at that. She actually changes direction, so even if Shiva lands behind you, you can amplify and then catch her. However, do keep in mind there is a trick here. You want to make sure to run a little bit after she jumps, otherwise you may not be able to amplify in time, and instead you're going to amplify the pole vault itself, which is not what you want. You want the blazing nitro kick, but the good news is, even if you're a bit too early, you're going to trade with Shiva. And that's because Jade's nitro kick actually hits above her a little bit, and I think this was meant to help with combos, but the nice addition is it also works on countering Shiva's stomp. But just remember, don't do the pole vault right away, because if you do, once again, you run the risk of getting the amplified vault instead, like you saw just there, and you didn't get the punish, and to make things even worse, you didn't punish the stomp, so make sure to wait a little bit before you go for the pole vault. As you can see, I was not kidding when I said this was top 3 for beating Shiva, but keep in mind sometimes it can miss, like you just saw, and of course another big problem is if Shiva herself is in the corner, because then as the Jade player, you're gonna run into the corner and then just go nowhere, and her stomp is going to land on you. And that's why I consider the pole vault top 3. It's really good, but it's not guaranteed. There are some situations where it can fail or just barely miss, but as long as you delay your pole vault a little bit, you should avoid all of those situations. And even though the pole vault only hits 1 time and doesn't give you a true combo, look at that, it's 90 damage every single time, so almost 10% for a single kick. That's not half bad. And before making this video, I was hoping it would actually trigger a crushing blow if you landed twice in a row, but unfortunately not, because it's not treated as the nitro kick, it's treated as the amplify, which doesn't actually cause a crushing blow, unfortunately. But even so, I'd still say it's a really good way for countering Shiva, especially once you get the timing down too. You can actually shadow kick a bit before she comes down and catch her that way too. In summary, Shiva's worst nightmare in this game might very well be Jade, because you can start the pole vault pretty late and still avoid the stomp and punish it every time as long as you have 1 bar of offensive meter. But then we have the counter pick that nobody wants to bring up, Shiva versus Shiva. If she goes for a stomp and then you go for a stomp, will it work? Is that a good way to counter Shiva? Fight fire with fire, as they say. Give the old Shokan queen a taste of her own medicine. It certainly does seem like a really good strategy on paper, especially if the second Shiva delays the stomp, because that should counter Shiva's delayed stomp, and Shiva is not the best at avoiding her own stomp, so this could actually work. But you already know I'm not satisfied with a theory. We are scientists, so we have to test that hypothesis. We gotta make sure if this strategy actually works or not. So here we go, the moment of truth. And look at that, I got her. Now I'm wondering, could she actually walk out of the way? Because I didn't actually punish her, I just avoided her stomp with my own. And the issue is, what if she delays it? Look at that. So if I'm a bit too early and then she delays it, I'm actually going to get hit. But if I also delay it, yeah, there's not too much she can do. But now I'm doing things a bit differently. Instead of telling Shiva to block after she misses her stomp, I'm actually telling her to walk out of the way. And I want to see if that actually avoids me trying to counter her stomp with my own. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. I still got her. That was actually a punish that time. Oh, but she got me on the way up. So if you're not fast, you can actually get stomped. But the good news is it doesn't seem like Shiva has any way of avoiding it. I'm getting the punish pretty well now. Oh, that was a good punish too, and that caught the delay. The issue is I'm trying to do my stomp a bit late, not only to make it a bit more realistic to an actual match because you can't react immediately, but also because I'm hoping it'll catch her delay. So right there I did tell Shiva to walk, and she could not avoid it, so check that out. It looks like even if she walks, she can't get out of the way. Look at that. Then again, the AI doesn't seem to know what it's doing. It's going back and forth in place. So look at that. We're failed by the record option itself. Unfortunate. Well, let's just go ahead and see if I can even outwalk it. No, it doesn't seem like it, so Shiva's not actually good at avoiding her own stomp like I said earlier, so walking out of the way is not going to work. You'd have to dash, which means the Shiva player, to avoid your counter stomp strategy, would have to dash immediately after missing, and that's not going to be easy to do, and I don't think it's going to be very effective even if they do dash immediately after landing. So oddly enough, it does seem like Shiva's stomp is a pretty good way of countering itself, so if you have to bite the bullet and fight fire with fire, then you can. That is a decent strategy. And I'll go a bit further and say that every single time I recommend delaying your stomp, because once again Shiva is not good at avoiding the stomp, so if you delay, you'll beat her delay and you'll also beat her regular stomp as well. The only time this won't work is if you're a bit too late to go into the air, she'll catch you on the way down. But for every other situation, you should be able to beat Shiva's stomp with your own. However, as mentioned earlier, maybe a lot of you don't want to stoop to that level. Maybe that's a bit too dirty in your eyes. You don't want to be the person who also lives and dies by the stomp. So in that regard, here's one more tried and true method. That's right, the good old-fashioned router kick. You can unplug that cable and make sure Shiva can never terrify you ever again. I mean, let's be real, you've probably already unlocked every skin in Kombat League already and you're just playing to have fun, so I don't see anything wrong with this strategy at this point in time. And unlike every other strategy I've mentioned up until now, this technique is 100% effective. You'll avoid getting stomped by Shiva every single time you go for this tactic. And then next up we have Kitana's upward fan toss, because everybody in the comment section tries to tell me this strategy actually works. This attack is very good for countering Shiva's stomp, they say. Now unfortunately I've already tested it and it does not work, but I've never actually shown it in a video. So today I'm going to do just that. Once again, the stomp is set to random and let's see if this works. Hey, it got her that time, so there you go. I'm eating crow a little bit. And it worked again, but what about the delay? There's no way it works in the delay. No, it does not. So it kind of works, but oh, look at that. It lost to the regular one. You gotta do it kind of early. The timing is just very, very specific. You kind of want to throw it the second she leaves the screen. That's what I recommend doing, but that only works against the regular stomp. If she ever delays, then it's not going to work. But even so, I have to admit, it's being way more effective than I thought it was, and because you're playing Kitana, you can actually combo after this thing if you catch her with it, so it's actually not as bad as I thought. Look at that. You get the lift. Oh my goodness. So I guess against your average Shiva stomp spammer, this could actually be a good strategy, because a lot of Shiva stomp spammers aren't actually good players and they don't know about nuance like delayed stomp or aiming it. They just go for the regular stomp all the time. So in that regard, this could actually work. I'm not gonna lie, I am actually shocked because I swear I tested this beforehand and it was absolute garbage, but here it is actually working. Once again, I recommend you wait until she leaves the screen and then actually throw it, and if she goes for a regular stomp, you'll not only counter it, but you'll get a full combo. And even if you don't want to go for a full combo, you can just uppercut, and that's still some decent damage. 18%, not too bad. Now what about the amplify? Will that actually work if she goes for like the delayed stomp? No, unfortunately not, so I don't recommend ever spending the bar. Man, I wish NetherRealm just never nerfed this move, because it used to be so darn godlike for combos, and this would have made it even better. However, unfortunately, NetherRealm did nerf this move, and it's pretty much useless outside any situation except for countering the Shiva stomp, but at least it's kind of good for that against a really dumb Shiva stomper. And that's about it for today's video, everyone, but make sure to check out the past videos as well to learn about how good Fujin and Terminator and Johnny Cage also are at countering Shiva's stomp. Because because those techniques, just like the ones in this video, are very good for countering Shiva's Stomp almost every single time. Johnny Cage's Stunt Double, Terminator's Teleport, and Fujin's Tornado are all really good at countering Shiva's Stomp, so make sure to check out those videos as well. But if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to leave a like down below. It really does help my channel out a ton. And then while you're down there, make sure to leave a comment too. Let me know which attacks you think are great for countering Shiva's Stomp, because unfortunately I don't think this game is going to get any more updates, which means we need all the help we can get. So post your best anti-Shiva tech in the comments down below. And then finally, make sure to smash that subscribe button, because we are 300,000 subscribers strong and you want to join the Underdog Army. Easily the best fighting game community on YouTube. Make sure to come back next time, everyone, and as always, stay underdogs.